Big up, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Arsenal Huddle. Good afternoon. Hope you're all well. And let's get into a few things. Before I get into a few things, guys, let's get rid of that annoying thing in the background there. 1 second, my friend. That's better. Right. So before we get into the show today and discuss on this merry-go-round of Arsenal Football Club transfers, you know how it is, people. Nothing's changed. Everything in the transfer with Arsenal is drawn out and it's all news and it just carries on and on and on and on. But big up, everyone. Welcome. Make sure you smash the likes on your way in and please sub, because that will help all the community and build the channel. How we doing, Prome? Let's have a good afternoon to you. Darren Martin, thank you. Good afternoon. They're all coming in. Carl Walsh, big up, my friend. Big up, Carl. Big up, my friend. And Kawaji, big up as always. Always follows the community. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. And I want to start off with this guy here. And what I'm trying to say to people is, why are we so surprised? Because this, to me, was never going to happen anyway. And then once we was linked with Madueke, and you knew that Madueke was going to come to Arsenal, this Rodrygo signing, and I said it in streams gone by and on my own channel, that this was all pie in the sky, people. This was never going to happen. It was never going to happen before the Madueke, and it was never going to happen. Certainly wasn't going to happen now we have signed Madueke. So people are saying, would you rather have Eze or Rodrygo? For me, it was never, ever a question to answer, because this guy wasn't coming. While not impossible, an Arsenal move for Rodrygo is becoming increasingly unlikely, especially as they are close to signing Sporting striker Victor Gyökeres, which is, by the way, has still not officially been announced. I don't know what the hold-up is there. I know it's only minor details, and I know that when you go into signing a player, you know, it's not just about going in, handing over the money. The player's got to reroute. He's got to find somewhere to live. And I get all this sort of stuff. However, why is it dragging its feet? Why is it taking so long? Apparently, there's a medical booked for tomorrow for Gyökeres, but we'll wait and see, people. As I said, I'm kind of in the camp now with Arsenal that until I actually see them holding up the shirt, I'm never 100% confident. I'm probably 90% confident with Gyökeres. However, until I actually see him holding up the shirt, anything can happen, people. It's Arsenal Football Club, remember. This is how we roll, yeah? But this guy here, Rodrygo, this was never going to happen. And now he's linked. Now he's linked to Liverpool. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys now. If Liverpool get Etatike and Rodrygo, and they've got Wirtz, and they've signed Frimpong, and they've signed the left back now, or is it Gyökeres or something like that? This, honestly, and we've got Madueke, and you know, I'm just going to think to myself, how does that affect our window if Liverpool sign all these players? Because if we've got Gyökeres, which is all what we need, and we're going to get gassed up about, obviously, and Madueke, is that going to be good enough? Is that squad still going to be good enough to challenge the likes of Liverpool if they go and sign this player with the team they've already got? Because for me, they're favourites to win the league anyway. Can you imagine if they bring in this guy? You know? and they get their forward as well, whether that's Isak or Etitike, they are going to be an absolute force. And it's where we should be, guys. After the tenure that this manager has been in, we should be in that position that Liverpool are in now. Pure and simple, we should be in the comfort zone that Liverpool are in now. But we're chasing shadows. We're chasing shadows. So it doesn't look like this is going to go ahead. I said, as soon as we signed Madueke, I said that the deal was done. I said, it's pure and simple, the deal was done. That was it. Madueke was never going to come to this football club. Pure and simple, as soon as that was announced that we was going to sign him. And it looks like Rodrygo is going to be another if, what, maybe, should have done. Why didn't we sign him? It's going to be similar to when we signed Saka and didn't sign Kante. Yeah. Other news, guys. Fabio Vieira has been sort of earmarked to kind of leave the club. Apparently, it's 20 million. So again, another player that we've suffered a loss on. Now, whether it was an Edu signing, whether it was an Arteta signing, I'm not going to go down that road, guys. But at the end of the day, it was a signing made under this manager's tenure. And if he's going out the door for 20 million, it's been bad business again. Fulham on Reece Nelson, apparently, want to try and strike a deal. So whether that's a loan signing or whether it's a permanent signing, but Arsenal do want to offload him and need to offload him pretty quick. So hopefully players are going to start going out the door, and that's what we need to balance the books. We always said that if we get players in, we're going to have to get players out the door. But it's just the process, guys. It just takes so long. It just takes so long. All right, bro. We know this Arteta. He would never bench Odegaard. No, he ain't going to bench. He ain't going to bench Odegaard. We know that he's not going to bench Odegaard, and this is why I said yesterday, and I said on the streams that I should be excited for Nwaneri. I should be over the moon that he's signing a contract for Arsenal. And from an Arsenal point of view, of course, I'm over the moon that he's signing a contract. Absolutely. I want the best players. I want the best talents at the football club. But the bottom line is, realistically, what game time is he going to get? He ain't really going to get any game time. You know, he ain't really going to get any game time. So, yeah, big up, Gavin. But, yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But Gyökeres definitely needs... We need to get this deal done, guys. We need to get it done pretty quick, and we need to get it done rapid, because I think Arteta was hoping to take him on tour. I don't think that's going to happen in time for some reason or another. Now, I don't quite know what's holding this up. We can all speculate. We can all turn around and say, oh, it's this, it's that, etc., etc., etc. But we don't really know. What are we thinking about Rafinha? Well, Rafinha, I think we went for him, didn't we, sort of a couple of years ago? And he was one that everyone wanted. He was one that everyone was getting excited about, Rafinha. But again, do you know what, Prome? I honestly can't see it happening. I can't see it happening. And don't be surprised if once we sign Gyökeres, that's business done for Arsenal. I wouldn't be surprised that once we sign Gyökeres, that is the business done for Arsenal. And I've said that. So what I'm trying to... Big up, Gav. Big up, my friend. What I'm trying to say to you guys is, you need, when you follow a club like Arsenal, and I've over the years, I kind of get my head around it. I always think of... I don't think logic when I'm thinking of Arsenal. I never think logic. I never think logic, because logic don't come into it. The logic would be Eze, Rodrygo, Gyökeres. But their logic is Madueke, Norgard, Gyökeres, Zubimendi. That's Arsenal's logic. What the fans want and what the fans see and what the fans hope that the club does is completely different to what Arsenal do. So Rafinha would be a good signing as far as I'm concerned. Is it going to be realistic? I probably doubt it, to be honest with you. The other one that's gone quiet, Eze. Another one that has gone really, really quiet at the moment. Apparently, there's links with him. Apparently, and this one here. Now, this guy is definitely one that I want at the football club because he can play in multiple positions. He'll challenge Odegaard for the 10, without a doubt. I'm not too fussed if we get this guy. I'm not too fussed that the Rodrygo deal is. Well, I'll say the Rodrygo deal is off. It was never on. We was never really in for him. Bit like saying we was challenging Liverpool for the league. You know, we wasn't really. But this guy here is a massive asset for our football club. I really rated him. I wanted him about 2 years ago. I wanted us to go and absolutely raid Palace for Elise and this guy. He's got all the attributes that you need for this football club. But you know, the realistic side of me is thinking he could end up at Chelsea. Again, don't be surprised if this guy don't end up at Chelsea. And the reason why I tell you this, guys, is so you can get your head around it, so that when it happens, you're not shocked. You're not shocked. But here's a question: if we sign Madueke, if we get Madueke, Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Norgard, and this guy ends up at Chelsea, and Rodrygo ends up at Liverpool, where are you at with it? Where are you at with it? Because I know where I'm at with it. I'm annoyed. I would be very disappointed. And for me, that would not be a good window. It would not be a good window because the only upgrade we have is Gyökeres. That's the only upgrade that we have. I think Chelsea will sign. Yeah, Aces. I'll tell you what, mate, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Prepare yourself. Don't let it ruin your summer. Don't let it ruin your summer. Prepare yourself. This is what you have to do with Arsenal. Furious DJB. Prone, I would be massively, massively upset. And I'd want answers. I want to know why. Yeah, we're starting to move. We're starting to get players out the door. Or we're looking towards getting players out the door. It's no surprise if Fabio Vieira goes out. It's no surprise if Nelson goes out. I still think we need to get Trossard gone. And I still think we need to get Martinelli gone, in my opinion. However, saying that, if Rodrygo deal is off and he's going to play Madueke on the left, which we all know that's what he's going to do. That's why the Rodrygo deal was never pursued, because we know that Madueke is going to come and play on the left. And Trossard goes, if Martinelli goes, we're back to square one. Who have we got to play on the left if Madueke gets injured or suspended? Looks like these other big clubs doing quality business. Yeah, moving like big quality clubs. Big up David C. That's what they're doing. That is what they're doing, whether you like it or not. Yeah. I'm not here to discuss whether it's Arteta. I'm not here to discuss whether it's Berta. We all know the past. We all know the mess and the absolute shambles of windows and signings when Edu and Arteta was in charge. You've only got to look at the squad. You've only got to look at the players that we've got to try and get rid of to tell you the mess we was in there. So, another question, right? What I was thinking the other day, if a new manager came in, he would be in the same situation that Arteta was in when he took over the club. He'd be in the same situation. You imagine it now. If Arteta walked away now and a new manager came in, the way the club is at the moment, the new manager would be in the same situation that Arteta was in. There'd be players on high wages, and there'd be dead wood at the club that we need to get out the door. So what I'm saying is, years down the line, we've come full circle. We've come full circle after a manager being paid £15 million a year, and we're back to square one. I can't make it make sense. Perhaps people can. Perhaps people can tell me. But I can't make it make sense. Because when he took over, when Arteta took over, we had to get rid of Kolasinac, we had to get rid of Guendouzi and all these players, even though I didn't want Guendouzi to go. I thought he was an absolute brilliant midfielder. But you know what I'm saying? We had to get rid of players. So if a new manager came in now, we're back to square one. We've still got to get rid of maybe 3 or 4 players at a club. Nelson's got to go. Fabio Vieira's got to go. In my book, Trossard's got to go. He hinted he wanted to leave anyway, earlier on in the season. So, yeah, for me, as I said to you before, this is the frustrating thing. Because not one Arsenal fan can put their hand on their heart and say we're going to win the Premiership next season. And I'm disappointed with that, because I'm at the situation where we should be confident of winning the Premier League this season. This manager has had long enough to build a team capable of winning the Premier League. And here we are turning around saying, no, I just don't think we're strong enough. I think we're 1 or 2 or 3 missing. Now, if you'd have got me Rodrygo, Eze, Gyökeres, alongside an Ivan Toney that we could have signed last season, someone like that, a Rodgers, Morgan Rodgers, a Kudos, if they'd have been at the club and we'd have done the right thing last season, the season before, and then you're adding Rodrygo and Eze and Gyökeres, now I'm thinking we're powerful. I think we could really do things. I think we've got a chance of winning the league. But because we've done business badly, we haven't really massively improved, have we? Have we really, really massively improved? Can any Arsenal fan put their hand on their heart and say, we are absolutely massively banging out in all areas? Zubimendi, massive, great big upgrade. Madueke, huge upgrade. There isn't one. Guendouzi would have been a top baller. Guendouzi was a great player. He would have been a good player, definitely. Brian and Remo going to Manchester United. Yeah, I mean, it's about time, isn't it? Man United are similar to us. When you think 2 great clubs like Arsenal and Man United, and they're just kind of doing madness, really, aren't they? You know what I mean? But Mbeumo looks like he's going to go Man United. I think they're going to pay about 70-odd million for him. It's a lot of money for Mbeumo, considering he's played. No disrespect, I think he's a great player. But, I mean, again, he's only been at Brentford, and Brentford have been brilliant. But they've not played sort of Champions League football. He hasn't had any real pressure on him. And when you move to teams like Man United and Arsenal and Chelsea and Man City, the pressure is completely different. It ain't like playing for Brentford. It's completely different. So we'll see. I rate him. He was one of the players that I'd like at Arsenal. I wouldn't have minded Wissa. Semenyo, he's another player. Semenyo or Madueke. I know I'd rather have. Not really, Djb. No, Prime, you can't actually say, can you, with confidence, that we've actually massively improved our squad. And I think if you're not honest with yourself, if you're not being honest with yourself, then really you're kind of throwing a lot of things under the carpet. You're hiding massive points if you're not being honest with yourself. Big up, real one. Big up, Jam Boy. Lovely to see you, my friend, again. Always welcome, you know that. Real one. Yeah, Chelsea will throw their Club World Cup winners' money. Yeah, do you know what? I've got a funny feeling they're going to get Eze, you know. They've got players to do deals with for Palace. Here's one, right? What about if they offer Nicholas Jackson as like a swap deal for Eze? You know? It's just... I've got my head around it already. If he comes to Arsenal, brilliant, but we need to act. Because we're taking so long over Gyökeres, Eze is kind of hovering around. Just go and get it done. I don't understand what all this hold-up nonsense is all about, people. I really don't. Hi, Joseph. Joanna Wissa will either join Tottenham or Newcastle. Do you know what? I can see him going Newcastle. I think he'd be a good signing for them. He's a good player, you know. See him at the Emirates a couple of times. He's a good player. He's another good player. And credit to... See, this is what I said about Thomas Frank. Credit to Thomas Frank. Because look what he's turned these players into. Look what he's turned Wissa into. Look what he's turned Mbeumo into. £70 million player, you know. And now he's at Tottenham. He's only going to improve that team. Individuals at Tottenham under Thomas Frank will improve next season. Maddison, he'll get... You watch him ball out next season. Under Thomas Frank. And I have to say it, I'm just being honest. Mbeumo, Wissa under Arteta. Would they improve? Has Martinelli really improved? Has Martinelli turned into an 80, 90 million pound signing? He should have been. He should have been. Newcastle been win link with Guendouzi since Longstaff left DJB. Yeah, I can see Guendouzi coming back to the Premiership. Someone will sign him. He's a good player. Eze Diaz is held up because Arsenal are trying to get him for less. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That'd be Arsenal, wouldn't it? Typical Arsenal. Why won't they just pay the money? I don't know. They just... All I can say is this is not a problem recently. This has been going on for years, guys. This is not just something that's kind of miraculously turned up. This has been going on for absolutely years. We've dragged our heels over signings for years. I can go back. Why didn't we get this one? Why didn't we get that? Why have we done this? Why? And it's just so annoying. It really is. Really is annoying. Kudus will improve under him too. Kudus will ball out at Tottenham. Yeah, he'll get his mojo back at Tottenham. Settled team, settled manager. Yeah, he will do. We should have got Kudus. He was one player that I've really thought we'd have gone for, to be honest with you. I was really surprised we never went in for Kudus. Still can't understand why we never. I'd like to know, actually, what goes on behind the scenes. I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that boardroom. Is it Berta saying, oh, look, we'll go for Kudus, and Arteta's going, no, he don't fit my system. He's not really versatile enough. Or is it Arteta saying, I want Kudus, and Berta turning man and saying, well, I think Madueke is a better deal because it's easier, because we're linked with Chelsea, the deal can get done quicker. Is it wages? I don't know, people. I don't know. All I know is, from an Arsenal point of view, it's frustrating. It is frustrating. Massively frustrating. But you still cannot cover the fact that under Mikel Arteta and Edu, huge mistakes have been made in this transfer market, in these windows. Huge mistakes. And as I said, if a new manager came in tomorrow, the same problems are still there from when Arteta took over. The only difference is that we've kind of finished runners-up Champions League semi-final that everyone keeps banging on about. And, people turn around and say, well, we're a more settled outfit. Defensively, I would say, yeah. Defensively, I've never really had a problem with. I think Saliba is brilliant. I think Gabriel is brilliant. I think Timber is brilliant. I'm not going to say world class, guys. Not going to say world class because I was brought up watching Paolo Maldini play. So I'm not going to say world class. And they're not in that league. So I'm not going to say world class. I'll say they're brilliant players, but they're not world class. Saliba, even Ben White. I rate Ben White. I thought Ben White at right back done a good job. He gave us some nice options. And that season when he linked up with Saka and he was overlapping and he was getting in good positions, I quite like that. I quite like that. I didn't think Ben White done too bad. So I'm not going to go ripping into Ben White too much because I think at right back he's done okay. And I think he's adequate cover for Timber. The left back, to me, is one of them where we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I still think Skelly's position is not left back, and I think he will get found out. However, again, there's cover there. You know, Calafiori, I'm not a big fan of Calafiori. I think that was a bit of a waste of money. But again, he can play left back and do a job. He can get caught defensively. I don't think we've got the sort of left back that we've got on the right, though, have we? Right back is quite solid. We haven't got that kind of solidness at left back. So left back to me is still a bit of a problem, guys. Big up Paris Mandem. Big up, my friend. Aces, always my friend. Big up, big up. Best right back who was world class was Cafu. Yeah, he was good right back. Massive. Ben White is mustard. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a world beater. I wouldn't say he's a world beater. He's steady at right back. I had my doubts about him at first, but listen, I think there's a lot worse than Ben White at right back. So defensively, I've never really had a problem. Midfield still worries me. Midfield still worries me. I can't pass judgment on Zubimendi until I've seen him play a dozen games, 12 games. Once Zubimendi's played about sort of 12 games, then I can just sort of say, well, yeah, this guy is what we need. This guy is what we need. I knew Rice. I wanted Rice. Once Rice came to Arsenal, I was over the moon. I was absolutely over the moon with that because Rice is a great player. And he's that sort of player that when he's not playing, you notice he's not there. Even if he's off form, even if he hasn't been playing well, when Rice ain't in the team, you notice it. And that's when you know that player is a good player. Arsenal are a complete different team when Rice is in midfield. When he's not there, that's the worry. So we'll have to see how Zubimendi goes. I hope he does well because our only other option is Norgard and Marino. And I don't rate Marino, guys. I'm sorry. Give him his flowers, give him his praises for what he done when he was thrown up front, when Havertz got injured and he played as a makeshift striker. You can't knock him. He scored goals. He done okay. But as a midfield player, no. Definitely not. Norgard, again, don't understand it. 31 years of age. People say he's better than Jorginho. Well, at the end of the day, it's like for like for me. Like for like for me, it's not a massive upgrade. No one said at the start of the season, I'll tell you what, if Jorginho leaves, go and get Norgard. Go get him. Go get that Norgard. Go get Brentford's captain. No one would have ever thought Norgard. Ever. People were saying, go get we need go get Morgan Rogers. Go get Kudos, go get this one, go get that. No one mentioned Norgard. But he's at the club. Got to support him, get behind him. Hope he does all right. I think he's there for his aerial threat. I think he's there for if we're losing 2-1, 1-0, Time's running out. I think he's just going to... I think he'll get put on the pitch for his aerial threat and long balls will start going in. Long throw-ins. David Raya getting them all up the pitch and banging it long. Hoping we'll get something from a set piece or a corner. Stoke City settings. That's what I think Norgaard's there for. As an aerial threat. That's it. As an option. Norgaard is just a basic mid-team. Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. Why didn't Thomas Frank take him then? He was his captain at Brentford. Why didn't he take him? Why ain't Thomas Frank gone to Tottenham and gone, my first signing, I want Norgaard. I want my captain. Belieber was one. Yeah. Good player. Good player, my friend. But you say financially maybe not possible. We're Arsenal Football Club. Why ain't it possible? You can get them on Klarna settings now, can't you? You can pay monthly for them. You can get them over instalments. You don't even have to whack the money down straight away. You can offer swap deals. This is what I mean. I just don't... Yeah, it's something that I just don't understand, Jam Boy. I just don't get it with all these sort of ways you can sign players now. I don't understand it. We found 50 odd million for Madueke. You know? Should have been possible. Yeah, it should have been. 100% Jam Boy. Should have been possible. The problem is, right, what you got to look at as well is you have to sit down eventually and go to yourself, right, this is Arsenal Football Club. We haven't won a major trophy. We haven't won the Premiership in over 20 years. We've never won the Champions League, but we've been knocking on the door. We've got to this level. What do we need now to go to the next level? We've tried different things. We've tried different systems. What are we lacking? Number one, striker. We've addressed that. Then you're thinking, right, we need a top quality left winger. We haven't addressed that. Then you're thinking we need a proper attacking midfield player. We haven't addressed that. So where does it get to where you think to yourself, right, we need to go and get these players. We need to go and spend all this money to get these players in, to get us over the line, to get us to that next level. And we haven't done it. We're going to muddle through again. We're just going to muddle through. It's like driving in the fog, isn't it? You eventually get home, but it takes forever. You know? You're in the fog and you're kind of concentrating and the fog lights are on and you can't really see. You're muddling through, but you know what I mean? It's hard work, isn't it? That's Arsenal. So Arsenal are like driving in the fog. Frustratingly slow. It's annoying. It's annoying. Paris Mandem, no idea. Yeah, but Odegaard benching. Yeah. If Odegaard, big up Lynch, my friend. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. And a channel member, thank you very much indeed, as always. When them members build up, guys, we will be doing members-only shows. So we just need the membership to build up. But big up, my Lynch. Yeah, that's right. We came up with 50 for Noni. Ezzy's a local lad. Great player. Improves our 11. And it should be... Lynch, big up, bro. Talking facts all the time, my friend. Yeah, exactly that. Found 50 million for Noni. But trying to get Eze middle aisle at Audis. Make it make sense. Don't understand it. Don't understand it. Robbie captures a position and looks for number one. Lynch plus he was on payment plan. Please release clause 2. Slam dunk signing, but Arsenal. Yeah, crazy. In the fog, so true. It is. It is. You know it is. Arsenal are like driving in the frog. Waha, waha. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? Big up. Yeah, it is. You know you know what it's like, don't you? You know what it's like. Whether you've been a passenger with someone else driving in the fog, or whether you've been driving in the fog. That's Arsenal. That's Arsenal. Frustratingly slow. with some hidden dangers. Driving in the fog FC, man. By the way, the rumours coming out are that we paid 65 million plus add-ons for Madueke. Do you know what? If that is true, that is disgusting. I'm telling you. I think 50 odd million was too much money. But this is how we roll, people. We paid 30 odd million for Fabio Vieira. We're going to let the guy walk out the door for 20. The money that's been wasted at this football club is unbelievable. And yet apparently we was in a great position. He's taken us from hell, the manager. We was in absolute hell. We was a banter club. We still are a banter club. I go every week. I listen to the away fans singing. Second again, ole, ole. Champions in Europe, you'll never sing that. Champions League and you effed it up. Premiership and you effed it up. With all their bridesmaids. Arteta's head on as a bridesmaid in the crowd. We're still a banter club. Nothing's moved. Nothing's changed, people. Nothing's changed. Still Arsenal banter FC. Arteta should be sacked for signing Kepa and Madrid. Should have been sacked before then, my friend. Should have been sacked before then. This season should have been his last season. This season, if he hadn't have won a trophy, that should have been his last season. That Champions League semi-final got him out of jail. I truly believe that. If we hadn't have got to that Champions League semi-final, I think he might have been gone. In my opinion. In my opinion. That game against Real Madrid, if Declan Rice hadn't scored those two bangers, those free kicks, and we'd have gone out in the quarter-final and we just capitulated like we did in the Premiership, I think he might have been gone. Fabio Vieira is going to unlock Gyökeres. Oh, mate. Fabio Vieira couldn't unlock his bike, mate. I'm telling you. Couldn't unlock a bike. I'm telling you. One of the worst signings I've seen at Arsenal. Facts, Rice saved him. Yeah, he did. He did. 100%. Oh, big up, Kurt. Man City fan. Now, see, look, Man City fans in the building, right? As much as Pep has been your best manager you've ever had, and the glory that that guy has brought your football club, if you go another season and don't win anything, I might be wrong here, but I get the feeling the size of Manchester City and the expectations of Manchester City, I get the feeling that fans would be going, thank you, Pep, very much for all what you've done, but I think it's time for a change. And this is Pep, you know, one of the most decorated managers in the world. But I don't know, Kurt, you tell me. That's what I think, Kurt. I think that if your football club started not in to win anything, so if they went next season and not win anything, I reckon there'll be a large proportion of your fan base saying, I think Pep's had his time here at the football club now. I think it might be a time for a change. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Is true? You guy bought Madueke. You should have just paid 80 million for Rodrygo. Yeah, exactly. 90 million for Rodrygo. As soon as we was linked with Madueke, and I said it on streams and I said it everywhere, and people were going, Rodrygo or Eze? Oh, if we can get Rodrygo, and they kept talking about Rodrygo, and I said, forget it. We ain't getting Rodrygo. We've signed Madueke. Madueke is going to be our Rodrygo. Pep only signed an 18-month contract anyway. Yeah, he did. He has. That's true. However, I still think that fans would start to sort of say, "Oh, we should have got rid of him. Oh, we shouldn't have given him another contract. We should have got someone else." You know, real one. Became a YouTube. Thank you, my friend. Big up, Jam Boy. Much appreciated. Bless, my friend. Bless, bless, bless. Thank you very much indeed. What can I say? Madueke's Garnacho DJ just runs into people, but some top gooners will love him, unfortunately, because he can run. Yeah. My Focus can run, but it don't turn it into an Aston Martin, my friend, I tell you. Yeah, my Focus runs lovely, but it ain't ever going to be an Aston Martin. Ever. Madueke, yeah. See, the thing is, right, with Garnacho, he's the sort of player under a different manager would do well. Under different circumstances. That's not saying I want him at Arsenal, but I believe there's a player in Garnacho. With Madueke, I can't see it. I can't see it. Can't see it. I don't know. I compared to I've got the name now. Man City, the left winger at Man City, not Grealish. Come on, man. Doku. Is it Doku? Yeah, Doku. Right. He's very similar to him, isn't he? Kind of runs, looks busy, takes players on, and then kind of, oh, what do I do now? That kind of brother, you know. Currently, at the moment, Pep's contract runs out at the end of the season. Yeah. Well, if he doesn't win anything, fans will be turning around and saying, why did we give him? Perhaps we should have changed him. I don't know. Might be wrong. But he's, what a manager, though. Done brilliant, hasn't he? Rodrygo told Berta a firm no. Man wants trophies. We don't know that for sure. I don't think we was ever in for him. I think Madueke was the be-all and end-all for Arsenal. City need a right back because we can have Nunez at right back the whole season and think we can win the league or Champions League. You're going to be strong. You're going to be massively strong. I think it's out of City and Liverpool. You've bought a lot. You've bought wisely. You've got some great players in there. And what I've saw of Man City, he's changing the way he plays a little bit. He's getting his midfield players to sort of overlap the front two and sort of go from deep into attacking positions. So he's starting to get them from both sides and the centre. He's kind of, that's why you're conceding goals, because there's big gaps in the midfield. But on attacking, he's changed the whole way that you're playing. City are going to be good. Of course they are. It's Man City. They do the right things. Yeah, but Doku gets past people. Turns his fog lights on, Doku. He just about makes it. Bosh, yeah. Cheers, my friend. Are you a lemonade? I don't rate Doku. Nah. He's like your Madueke, isn't he? Why have we signed this guy, brother? I still can't get my head around it. But, you know, we'll get behind him. We'll support him. We'll make up a song about him. You know, for me, it's just another Havertz. I can't take to Kai Havertz. I've never been able to take to him, guys. I don't know what he brings. It's like when you have a bottle party and someone turns up with a case of Coca-Cola, isn't it? You're never going to go thirsty, but you're never going to be happy. Do you know what I mean? That's Havertz, isn't he? He's the guy that walks through the door with a case of Coca-Cola. Oh, big up, Lawrence. Thank you very much, my friend. Why is it that Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea announce signings immediately, but Arsenal, it takes an eternity? This is what we've been discussing, Lawrence. Listen, you're a real one, my friend. You've been supporting Arsenal a long time. This is something that's been going on for years, but it seems to be worse now, doesn't it? I don't know the problems. I don't know. Is it because we try and squeeze every little ounce of deal out of it? Like if they say, oh, we want 10 million add-ons, they go, oh, we'll give you 7 million. We'll go away, think about it, and then let us know. Yeah? I just don't get it. I don't get it. One of the things that I can think of is that perhaps Liverpool and Man City tap up these players during the season and get them round the table and actually turn their heads whereas we leave it till like the last minute, if you know what I mean. That could be, I don't know. Bit like we done with Zubimendi, apparently. You know, he was tapped up sort of after the January window or during the January window. But even that dragged its heels, didn't it? Why did we have to wait till July, yet everyone was announcing signings in June? But big up, Lawrence. Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. Madueke is Lee's G favourite. Yeah, we're going to gas him up. We're going to gas him up. Oh, he's quality. We're going to get a bandana. I think I'm getting a bright yellow bandana, Madueke. Great big yellow bandana. Doku, City's worst winger. He needs to be sold. And pisshead Grealish. I feel sorry for Jack Grealish, to be honest. I feel sorry for Jack Grealish. I think Jack Grealish is I think he's a really good player, Jack Grealish. I think just City, I don't know. You ain't going to turn Man City down, are you? But I think Jack Grealish is he's a really good player. Just didn't fit Pep's system, really, did he? It's too rigid. Jack Grealish likes freedom. He always reminds me like a Paul Gascoigne, really. He just likes freedom, doesn't he, Jack Grealish? He likes to get on the ball. He likes to go centre. He likes to go out left. Yeah. I mean, when Jack Grealish was at Aston Villa, every time he came to the Emirates, he absolutely run the show. He used to pop up on the right, he'd pop up on the left, he'd pop up in the centre. He was all over the place, honestly. So I think Pep's ruined Jack Grealish, if I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I call out Arteta that he's not improved players, but if there's one player that I think Pep's not improved, is Jack Grealish. Just not improved him. Big up the Prome. Yeah, Prome's always here, mate. Should be a bandana. Band. Yeah, it should be. Should be band madder. Pep always did tell Jack Grealish to hold on to the ball so much. Yeah, he did. Jack Grealish needed the shackles off him. I think the problem is with modern day managers nowadays. They're very regimented in the way they play. You know, sometimes you just have to. That's why I like watching PSG. PSG are like a throwback, aren't they, to like how football used to be played. Everyone's getting on the ball, freedom. Look at Vitinha. Brother can play where he likes. Yeah. I think you'd have seen a better Jack Grealish at Man City if he was told to just go and enjoy himself. Just go and enjoy yourself. Get on the ball, make things happen. I hate Grealish, but would take him at Arsenal. I'll tell you what, I'd have took him over Madueke, that's for sure. 100%. 100%. 100%. Listen, I'm not piling into Madueke because I don't know how he's going to turn out. I'm only looking for I think the price tag has worried me more than the player. If we'd have paid 35 million for Madueke, I'm thinking, okay, we paid 35 million for Fabio Vieira, and I would like to think Madueke is better than him. But the fact that we've paid like 50 odd million for him, some reports saying 60 million, that's where I'm not happy with. That's the bit that's getting me. Big up, Lawrence. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Djb, I must be glutton for punishment as I've just shelled out $13.40 to wash off. I've got to do the same, my friend. Yeah, I know. This is what I'm saying, though, man. It's in your blood, isn't it? Runs through you. When you've been supporting the team as long as we have, mate, and you've been there and done it, and you know, you was there in '89, I was there in '89, and I was Champions League finals and all of this malarkey. What can you do, mate? It's hard, isn't it? It's so frustrating. It really is. It really is. And what's worse is that people celebrate failure. That's what I can't get my head round. I don't mind that they support the manager. I haven't got a problem that some want Arteta in and some want Arteta out. That, to me, don't bother me. It's the fact that you celebrate coming runners-up and missing out on Champions League finals and Carabao Cup finals and binning FA Cups and wasting money on crap players, and you celebrate it as if it's success. That's what I can't get my head round. Whether it's Arteta or Donald Duck, I just can't get my head round celebrating bad management. Can't. One thing I don't agree with, Pete, was when they say Pep ruined the Premier League. Now, I don't think he's ruined the Premier League. I don't think he's ruined the Premier League because some of that football that Man City's played over the years has just been fantastic. It's not been as exciting to watch as the Arsenal Invincibles, though, and I say that as not an Arsenal fan. I just say it as a football fan. You go and watch some of that football that Henry, Bergkamp, Pires, Lundberg and that played. Brother, honestly, incredible. The midfield worries me because if Rice or Zubimendi get injured, yeah, that's why I said we needed a central midfield attacking. Go and get Rodgers from Aston Villa. I think that's still doable. Go and get him. Go get Rodgers from Aston Villa. Then you've got an option. Then you can start. You've got an option. Get Eze, get Rodgers. Then we're talking not a bad window. But as it stands right now, the only thing that the only player that we've upgraded is Gyökeres for Havertz. And by the way, he ain't signed yet. Not saying that he won't, but it's not official yet. And we are talking Arsenal. People should be playing other managers who copy Pep. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Our manager's obsessed by some of the tactics that Pep has done. Our manager copies. Doesn't work. I'd never pay for pre-seasons when there's streams for free. Huge. Fire stick bosh. Yeah, exactly. Pre-season. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? I wonder how many players that have come back from injury will actually survive this pre-season. Jack's Jack, isn't he? All good player, you know. Unfortunately, it's a tag with English players. Look at Gascoigne, one of the best midfield players this country's ever produced. Now, he was world class, but he had a problem. You know, this is what happens. You don't hear of your Henrys and your Bergkamps and all your, you don't hear your foreign players having drink problems, do you? Man like Pirlo didn't have a drink problem, did he? You never hear it off the continent. It seems to be like an English or British thing, doesn't it? You know, I don't know what it is. Look at Georgie Best, players like that. You know, Frank Worthington. The list goes on and on and on. I can name, you know, all these great players that we've had over the years have had like problems, either drinking or gambling. Seems to be a culture in this country, though, doesn't it? I don't know why. Yeah, Madueke was a massive waste of money, and Arsenal. Yeah, at the moment, we can't say until he actually plays whether he's going to be a waste of money. But the odds are that he probably is going to be. But then we could be wrong, people. He could play him on the left-hand side, and it could be what we've been missing. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for hitting the like button. Yeah, guys, come on. If you haven't hit the likes, it takes literally half a second. Hit the likes. Make sure you sub if you've not subbed. If you've done that, thank you very much indeed. DJB, we need creativity. Said it all along. Gyökeres will become a very average player if we don't get creative. He'll become isolated. He'll start dropping deep. He'll start going out on the left to pick the ball up. You'll see him do what Harry Kane used to do at Spurs. Weren't getting any service, and then you'd see him pop up on the halfway line, picking the ball up, trying to take on 3 or 4 players. Then you'll see him out on the left, trying to make things happen. Then the ball will go into the box and there'll be no one there. So you need that creativity around him so that he can do his stuff. He can do his thing. We haven't got it. Craig Burley said at one time that Arsenal fans are a mirror image of the club itself, spineless cowards, weak mentalities who accept failure as success because they're failures themselves. Yeah, that's the problem. Not all the fan base, thank the Lord, though, Lawrence. Not all the fan base, but a large fan base. This is what I don't get. I don't get it. The great Tony Adams, right, would never accept second best. Never. Maradona did. Yeah, he was the exception though, wasn't he? What a player though. Oh my word. What a player. Yeah, Maradona went off the rails. I'll give you that. But on the whole, there's not many overseas quality players that go off the rails, is there, through the history? Is Timber fit enough to play? Not sure. Don't think he is. Be interesting to see how Gabriel comes back as well, because I'm not sure about Gabriel, how he's going to react after his hamstring. We'll have to wait and see. Big up Yassir TV, my friend. Make sure you go and sub to Yassir TV. Big up Yassir. Thank you very much, my friend. 57 likes. Come on, guys. That's not bad. I'm okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, we could be just better players out there, is what I mean. But this manager can turn good players into average robots. See, that's a good point you make, Samuel, and big up Samuel, because when you sign a player like Madueke, you like to think that he's going to improve under the right system or structure. And I'm only going by the players that have come through the door since Arteta's been there. And he might have made little tweaks here and there, and like Gabriel's improved and that. But has Saka gone up levels? Has he gone up levels? Would you put Saka as like 150, 160 million pound? Martinelli, has he gone up levels? Trossard gone up levels? Havertz, has he improved him massively? Jesus, I don't think he has. I think Rice has just gone through the motions. He's scoring more. But I don't know. I'm not sure whether Arteta can really turn Madueke into something really special that we've been missing. I don't think he can. Glad to have you here, Kurt. Oh yeah, always. Big up the community, guys. Big up yourselves, yeah. Nico, big up DJB. I think you have a Swedish girls in England. It ain't be a problem, and say no to drink and think. If you have Swedish girls in England, it ain't be a problem, and say no to drink, I think. Yeah, I suppose. But if you're what I'm trying to say is these great players, like you never see Bergkamp, do you, or the guys behind me? You never saw them in newspapers and out drinking and caught on the tiles and pictures in papers and all that. Maldinis, Pirlos, people like this, you know. Whereas over the years, the Gascoignes, Grealishes, I mean, it's I don't know. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just the culture, isn't it? Gyökeres is a brilliant signing for Arsenal. I hope so. I really hope so. I hope so. If he can produce half of what he's been producing in Portugal, that'll do for me. We only need half of what he can produce, and it's better than what we've got. If he can score 20 goals, 20 plus, if he can get 22, 23 goals a season, that's going to improve our team. What worries me is that the players around him have also got to score as well. They've got a bag. And again, Arteta's got to change the way he plays. He cannot have Gyökeres as his main man and carry on playing this way of playing. He's got to change the way he plays. He's got to be braver. He's got to take chances. He's got to be more attacking. He's got to be more, he's got to get on the front foot quicker. He's got to get players on the ball quicker. He has to change the way we play. He has to. What's outstanding is players we have in majority of positions aren't their natural positions. Why the hell hasn't he bought a good left back for Skelly? Don't know. He did have a left back, didn't he? He had Tierney. Brilliant crosser of the ball. Look how many goals Gyökeres would have scored with Tierney in the team. Tierney was a good enough left back to start for this football club. Tierney at the back, Gabby in attack. Tierney at one point was earmarked as our next captain. People forget that. Fans were gassing him up as our next captain. And we let him go for free. If we'd have kept Tierney at left back, he would not have discovered Skelly, this manager. Skelly would still be undiscovered. He'd have been a bench player, moments coming on here and there. The only reason why Lewis Skelly got discovered is because the academy pushed him through because we didn't have anyone else. We had Calafiori out, we had Sinchenko out, and he didn't like Tierney anyway. So he went to the academy, and the academy went, well, we've got this young kid here, he can play left back. But if we'd have kept Tierney, Skelly would have been our midfield player. Skelly would have been one of the midfield players to strengthen our midfield. Instead of that, we got him at left back. We bought Calafiori as centre half, playing him at left back. Calafiori can't get in at left back because now Skelly's left back. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. See, these are the questions you have to ask when all these people talk about Mikel Arteta. He's done this, he's done that, he's done this. Okay, then. So why did he buy Calafiori as a centre half, play him at left back, and now he can't get into left back because he's put Skelly at left back? That costs nothing. Think left wing options will be Madueke. Yeah, that's what he's bought him for. He's not a backup for Saka. He's left wing. I'd sell Trossard. Trossard for me was a bench part player. He was never a starting. He was okay. Never Arsenal standard for me. I swear I see Yasser popping on in every stream I'm at doing his victory laps. Yasser, man, he's buzzing, isn't he? You have to take your hat off to Chelsea, though, don't you? Whether you like them or loathe them, from a football point of view, to win all those trophies, and they just do it. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the Champions League next season, you know. These guys will be rocking up Champions League final. They'll be about 7th or 8th in the Premiership and rock up at a Champions League final. Honestly, they'll probably knock us out the quarterfinals on the way or something. On penalties. Because he's played Zubimendi at right back. Feel sorry for Saka because I know Arteta will spam him. Do you know what? You can clip this right, Kurt, right? I believe if Saka doesn't win anything next season, he's off. He'd be knocking on the door to leave. Telling you now, he's going to be Salah's replacement at Liverpool if we don't win anything. Imagine that. Where would the fan base be then if Saka walks out the door and ends up at Liverpool? Oh, it's not Arteta's fault. He wanted to go. He wanted to leave. Saka's fault. And Saka would get treated like the brother did at Liverpool for going to Real Madrid by a certain fan base. Certain fan base will turn on Saka if he left and went to Liverpool. Telling you. Saka is overrated. Yes, it's that debate, isn't it? Everyone says Saka's world class. Don't get me on the world class thing, guys, please. Because my definition of world class is completely different to everyone else's of today's game of football. Player has one good season, scores about 5 or 6 worldy goals, and suddenly he's world class. And in the next 2 seasons, he's dropped off the end of a cliff and you don't see him. World class is season in, season out, banging goals in, season out, then go and play for their country, and he don't play any different. Still balls out, still plays fantastic. Yeah. Makes the right decisions all the time. Don't get in the final third and then cuts the ball back to no one. Runs the ball out of play. Always making the right decisions. That's world class for me. Not someone that does things in moments. I'm not saying Saka does that. Saka is our world class player, Arsenal's, because he's the best player that we've got in that position. He's better than Odegaard. He's better than Havertz. He's better than, can't compare him to our defenders like Saliba and Gabriel because he's not a defender, even though he's done a brilliant job at fullback. I can tell you what he's done, DJB. He has run the top players into the ground under a knife. Yeah. That's why he's got to change, Prone. That's why he's got to change. He's got to really look at himself and say to himself, how can I get these players to be that can do the minimum but can do the maximum of being effective, if you know what I mean. So Saka has got to do more work in the final third. I don't want to see Saka defending. I want to see him doing damage in their end. I don't want to see him covering fullbacks and being on the edge of our box and stuff like that. Keep him in the final third like Salah did for Liverpool. Defo, real one. For one, is the best fans, got standards and Gent Pro. Oh, cheers, my friend. Giving Chelsea 52 million for Whoopi Goldberg so they can buy Eze. Watch this space, Troy. Watch this. Troy, don't let it ruin your summer, brother. Don't let it ruin your summer. Just get your head round it. I got my head round Madueke months ago. As soon as we was linked to him, I'd already said he's coming to Arsenal. And I knew Rodrygo was never going to sign. Do you know what I mean? I had more chance of winning the lottery. No, Troy, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that you turn on the TV or something like that and you see Eze in a Chelsea shirt. Just prepare yourself. That's all I'm saying. Paris Mandem, I think Arteta's making him defend too much. Could be a problem. Yeah, and Madueke's got to defend as well. Do you know what? It's going to be interesting how he handles Gyökeres, on that jam boy. Because can you imagine? Gyökeres is an out-and-out old-fashioned striker, isn't he? He's like a throwback, isn't he? He's like a kind of Alan Shearer come. Do you know what I mean? He's kind of that kind of player. Can you imagine if this guy starts to say to him, I need you tracking back. I need you getting in defensive positions when we haven't got the ball. I want you working hard back in our own half as what you do in an attacking third. That Gyökeres is going to go, yo, not my game. Sorry, boss. Don't do that. Because he's got attitude, because he down tools at Sporting Lisbon, told him I'm not going training. I want out. Eze's linked with clubs, but he's turned up for pre-season training today. Crystal Palace shirt on, photo shoots, still being professional. Gyökeres, Sporting Lisbon, up yours, I ain't coming training. So he's got attitude, and apparently our manager don't do attitude. So can you imagine if he starts asking him to do stuff and he turns around in the dressing room and goes, no, actually, not my thing. How's Arteta going to do that? He's going to bench him and play Havertz, set an example. And then we'll have a whole season of streams going, why ain't he playing Gyökeres? Why ain't he playing Gyökeres? Why is he playing Havertz? Because your manager is stubborn. And Gyökeres has caused a problem. And your manager is bigger than the football club. He's not worried about results. He's worried about proving a point. That's the difference. I can see that happening, you know. I can see him falling out with his brother. He wanted Sesko at the end of the day. Maybe I just want Nwaneri to start and play more. But to our defence, Nwaneri ain't getting game time. They've sold him a dream. Can you imagine it? Right. Well, if you sign the contract, we're gonna play you more central. You're going to be pinnacle in going forward for this football club. You're going to become our main central midfield player, our creativity, our spark. So when Nwaneri, the young kid's gone, yeah, okay, I'll sign. But reality is, he ain't getting ahead of Havertz. He ain't getting ahead of Odegaard. He ain't getting ahead of Saka. He ain't getting ahead of Eze if he comes. He ain't getting ahead of Marino. He ain't getting ahead of Zubimendi. He ain't playing. Get your head around it. People disagree with me. He's another Emil Smith Rowe, and I've been saying that from day one with Nwaneri. Emil Smith Rowe II is Nwaneri. Telling you that now. Smash the likes, guys. Come on, make sure you smash the likes and make sure that you're subbing. That will help the community, help this channel grow, and then we can all have afternoons like this, my friends. Saka is definitely overrated. Yeah, listen, I think he's a great player. I think he's at the level. I don't think he's overrated, but I don't think he's. I think what it is when we use the word overrated. I don't know whether you can say he's overrated. I think what we're trying to say is he's not reached the levels he should have reached. For me, he should be the next level up. He should be completely unplayable. But when he's got 2 or 3 defenders around him, he looks a little bit, don't know what to do. And I've seen Cesc Fabregas with 3 or 4 players around him, literally. I've seen that player, Cesc Fabregas, marked heavily, and he has still found a way to sit him down, find space, create something. My Arsenal friend is very happy his team is doing something in the market. When I asked him, what do you think you guys are winning the season? He said, probably nothing. Beto, he's happy. He's happy we're doing something. Yeah? What we're going to win? Nothing. But he's still happy. Okay, fine. Good luck to him. I'm happy that we're getting signings in. I'm happy that we're actually active. Yeah? But this is what we should have done last season and the season before. This is what we should have done last summer. This summer should only be like little, do you know what I mean? 1 or 2 signings to make it stronger. We've given ourselves a mountain to climb, and I don't understand it because we need this player and that player and this player and that player. The mountain's just got higher and higher and higher. When now Rodrygo's not coming, oh, we need Eze. Oh, we really need Eze. Please get me Eze. Please, please, please. Eze don't come, then what? Then what? Guy rocks up at Chelsea. Then what? Liam Matty even said Madueke's coming. Yeah, I said it. Soon as we was linked, so I'd already got my head around it. I knew he was coming. 100%. And as I said, I don't understand it. He would have been my choice of player. I think the most frustrating thing for me is how much we've paid for him. That's what I can't get my head around. The players are going to have to start taking responsibility on the pitch. Definitely. It's not all on Arteta, I'll give you that. Dropping his star players because if he loses the dressing room and finally his job. Arteta starts dropping his star. The trouble is, this is where managers are brave, aren't they? That they start to see that is brain, and I'll tell you why, right? Top managers don't put their self first, they put the club and the fans first. And they make decisions based on their actions. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So if he's worried about losing his job by dropping his top players like Saka and Odegaard, then he's just thinking of himself. He's not doing what he should be doing for the club and the fans. Because for me, Odegaard should have been dropped. Should have been dropped. Should have been taken out. Captain's armband, Declan Rice, Nwaneri, there you go. Do your stuff. Do your stuff. Then if it goes wrong, manager takes responsibility. What does our manager do? Blames injuries, blames red cards. He's blamed footballs. Yeah. It has to be more braver. PSG semi-final. Do something different. Bring Martinelli into the middle. Trossard on the left. Odegaard, put him in the 8. Bring Nwaneri in the 10. Suddenly, the PSG coaches are going, whoa, hang on a minute. We didn't forecast this. We didn't set up this way. We didn't set up to play Arsenal like this. We didn't know Odegaard was going to play in the 8. Oh, hang on a minute. Now we've got to pull Vitinha back. We can't give Vitinha, we can't get him on the ball so much because he's occupying Odegaard. You try something different. If you lose, I haven't got a problem with that. I don't have a problem with losing. I have a problem with the way we lose. I have a problem with why can't you try something different? Why haven't you done this? Why are you still persevering with Odegaard in the 10 when he's lost his mojo and he's not interested and he's playing crap? Bring him in, sit him down and go, do you know what? I'm going to try you somewhere else. I'm going to put you in the 8. Go and enjoy yourself. Prove to me that you're one of the best players at this football club. Go on. Oh, yeah, boss. Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, I'll have some of that. Yeah, I'm going to put Nwaneri in the 10. You go and just go and do your thing. See what you can do. Then you might have seen a different Odegaard. I don't know. He might have turned around and said, put me in an 8. You sure? At the end of the day, unless you try it, you don't know. But this guy plays the same way. Odegaard was still there, Stow, spinning around. Kylie Minogue settings. I'm spinning around. Move out of my way. I know I've got a good singing voice, people. Right? That's what he was doing. Martinelli running down blind alleys on the left. Running the ball out of play, getting in positions, not getting his head up. Why didn't he look at him and go, do you know what? I'm going to take him out the left. I'm going to put him in the centre. We didn't have a striker anyway. We was playing with Marino up front. So why didn't he try Martinelli? Why didn't he try it? It worked with Unai Emery. The guy scored 15 goals. Looked deadly. Why didn't he think to himself, do you know what? I'm going to put Martinelli as my striker. I've got Trossard to play out on the left. Why? These are the questions you have to ask. You can't just sit back and went, oh, but we finished second and we got to a Champions League semi-final. Yeah, but we might have got to a final if he'd have tried something different. We might have won the league or been even more closer to Liverpool if he'd have tried something different. This is all I'm asking. These are the questions I ask when I watch a game of football and I watch it live from my seat at the Emirates. I'm sitting there and I'm going, yo, why don't you try that? When are you going to make a substitution? Because he's like He's not on it. He's given the ball away like 10 times. He's not running. When are you going to bring on? When are you going to make a change? 63rd minute. When are you going to make a change? 70th minute. Are you going to make that change? 80th minute. No, looks like he's on for 90 odd minutes, guys. Odegaard's not coming off. Martinelli's not coming off. Try something different. And this is all I ask next season. I'm accepting, reluctantly, that you're our manager next season. Try things. Make things happen. Earn your £15 million a year. Time to get used to it. I'd been a player, at least I appreciate his football, then I'll be okay. I never rated Madueke, but come on, you Gunners. Yeah, that's all you can do. Paris Mandam, that's what I've done. I've got my head around it. Yeah. City and Liverpool would never sign Madueke. Of course they wouldn't. They wouldn't sign Norgard either. West Ham wouldn't even sign Norgard. Palace ain't even signed Norgard. Come on, make it make sense. We've signed him. Oh, yeah, but look at it. Oh, it's a good signing, that. How? How is it? No excuse if Arteta doesn't get something out of Madueke. Look at Eddie Howe, how he improved Murphy. Yeah, and Joe Linton. Joseph, big up my friend. Look how he improved Joe Linton as well. Probably said injured players should be let to rest until fully fit, never overplayed, so you have them good. Yeah, good point, my friend. Nwaneri went head-to-head with Doug, but I waited to bring him in defensive player. Yeah. I wonder where he'll end up. January, loan signing, Aston Villa, Brighton. Brighton will have Nwaneri on loan, and he'd be bagging like 10, 15 goals. He'd be bagging 10 goals. Thanks for the likes and subs, guys. Well done, Pro. Thank you, my friend. Thank you to mods on the channel. Thank you very much indeed. And thanks for everyone for your support, guys. Come on. Big yourselves up, my friends. Big yourselves up. I knew he was a chancer when he said he needed to judge Kai after 50 games. Oh, man. Kai Havertz. Arteta don't always play to win, he plays to lose. I think he thinks of himself more than the team sometimes, to be honest, guys. I think he just plays safe, doesn't he? He doesn't take chances. One thing to do, right, next season, when you're watching Arsenal, and we're all fans, as I said to you before, I go to the Emirates to watch football. Whether you go to the Emirates or whether you don't go to the Emirates, at the end of the day, you're all Arsenal fans. I'm no bigger than what you guys are just because I go. I'm not going to sit here and go, well, I go, I'm much bigger than you. I'm more of an Arsenal fan than you because I've been going for 50 years. No, we're all Arsenal fans. Whether you've been going 10 years, 5 years, 10, 20 years or what, we're all Arsenal fans. But when we're under pressure or if we're losing, don't watch the football. Watch your manager. Watch Arteta. He starts to get edgy. He starts to fidget. He starts shouting at his coaches on the bench. He sits down, then he stands up. Then he walks up and down the line. He goes about 5-10 minutes and doesn't give one instruction on the field of play. Then he turns his back. Then he starts shouting at the coach. Then he sits down. Then he gets up. I've seen him. Panic sets in. He don't quite know what to do because he's frightened to make that decision. You know, when you want to buy something, I don't know, money might be tight, or you might have just wanted something for the house or a new kitchen or something new, and you ain't quite got the money, and you think to yourself, oh, And then you start arguing with your missus, oh, should we, shouldn't we, should we, I don't know what to do. That's Arteta when we're losing or under pressure. Just go and do it. Just go and make the decision and deal with the aftermath. Deal with the problem after. Oh, you've lost the game, Mikel. Yeah, we lost the game. But what we tried to do different things. We tried to do this and we tried to do that. We got Martinelli on the left. We took off Zubimendi. We put Nwaneri in the middle. Blah, 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 blah. Fine. Okay. I've seen what you tried to do. You've tried something different and we've lost. Okay. Fine. But when you're sitting there and you're just watching and nothing changes, nothing. So then the opposition then goes, oh, this is easy. Martinelli's done with. Saka's done with. Odegaard's done with. And we're just going to sit 4 banks in front of the attack and just sit here and just chill. No problem. Game's won. Plan B, long throw-in. That'll be it. Plan B next season is Norgard, long throw-ins, pumping the ball long and hope we get on the end of something. Watch. Watch, watch, watch. Tony Pulis FC. Because Marino is terrible in midfield, another failure after, another signing I didn't get. Guys, if you know me, there's one player I've been banging on about to go and buy. One player. There's loads of players out there, I know. But there's one player I said, just go and test the water and get him. Jarrod Bowen of West Ham. Yeah, but he don't look the part, does he? He's got a name like Jarrod Bowen. Yeah. Guy can play everywhere. And Declan Rice, him and Declan Rice at West Ham were a force. Big up, my friend. Big up, Mav. Nice to have you in, my friend. Yeah, I've noticed with Arteta, he looks clueless. Yeah, just watch him. Just watch him, Jam Boy. Take your eyes off the game. And if we're losing like 2-1, 1-0, and the clock's just watch him. Enjoy the Open this weekend. Yeah, I'll be watching that, Lynch. I'll be watching that, my friend. I do like a bit of the Open. I've watched my tennis. Obviously, the cricket I watch all the time. Big up DJ in the chat. Big up the Mr. Batred. ID, small thing. I think getting Gabriel Heinzer as coach is a good call, as hopefully he can be. Do you know what? I'm looking forward to him. I'm looking forward to Heinzer. I hope his relationship with Arteta works out. For me, I would imagine Arteta's quite hard to work with. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's only my guessing. But this guy is, I'm hoping it works out. Flat track bully, all roses when winning, but crumbles under pressure. Bowen 100. Yeah, play him in the 10, play him as a centre forward. You can play him as a midfield player. Similar to Eze. Bowen. We probably could have got him for about 80 mil, 90 mil. Rice would have loved that. You imagine Rice and Bowen teaming up again, mate. Honestly. Listen, West Ham, don't get on my case. I'm not saying go and nick Bowen. I mean, hats off to you guys. You got your own problems, and I hope West Ham gets sorted soon because, I looked at their squad and trust me, I reckon they could be down there this season. I really do. I fear for them this season. I'm surprised didn't go to Semenyo, nor am I. Bowen liked freedom. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You imagine it with Bowen, what it'd have to be. Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't sell tops though, Bowen, would he? He's not pretty enough, is he? At least we know that this is to make or break for Mikel. Bowen, decent shout, would be great off the bench. Yeah. Lynch, I think he'd be good at starting, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he? Wouldn't you start him instead of Odegaard? He'd be cover for Saka as well. He tick all the boxes, doesn't he, Bowen? The money you save. All right, it might cost you 80, 90 million to start off with, but look at the money you'd save. None of this Madueke nonsense that you mess around with. How many birds you can kill with one stone with Bowen? Big up, Endon. No problem, my friend. Whether you're late or not, nice that you've dropped in. Thank you very much. Bowen is getting divorced if he comes to Arsenal. I think he's getting lynched if he comes to Arsenal. I haven't seen the Danny Dyer thing. Apparently, he said there was only 2 clubs he'd be happy he went to. Now, I've not seen it, but I would have thought Liverpool and Man City, he probably said. Yeah. Can you imagine if Bowen rocked up at Arsenal after watching Gyökeres go to Tottenham and Rice come to Arsenal? Oh, no, don't. Then West Ham fans would be going, they'd be absolutely, they're fuming now anyway. See, that's the difference, right? We've got a fan base that absolutely idolises this manager. With West Ham, if you ain't doing it and you're not playing the way we want to play, you're in trouble. 90%, I would say about 85% of West Ham fans will probably want Potter gone already. Already. You know what I mean? So, I would say so. But we'll have to wait and see with that one. Managers will be rolling. Managers' heads will be going come what may. There'll be sackings in that Premiership. Yeah, he would start ahead of Odegaard and Martin. Yeah, definitely start ahead of Odegaard. I would have thought. Imagine Kudus first. Do you know what that Kudus job? Why? I think he's ending up costing about £3 or £4 million more than Madueke. Can you imagine if Kudus goes and bags loads of goals for Spurs next season, and we've got Madueke struggling to score 1 or 2? But another thing, though, guys, see how I look at it as well. There comes a point when you have to stop looking at the players and go, right, because I thought the squad we had last season was good enough to win a trophy. The squad we're going to have next season is definitely good enough to win a trophy. Whether you think Madueke is an Arsenal player, whether you think we should have got Norgard, what your thoughts on Zubimendi. The point of the matter is, if we've got a forward that everyone's been banging on about, oh, we only ever needed a forward. If we'd have got a forward, we'd have won the league. Why didn't we get a forward? So this team that we've got, this squad that we've got right now, should be good enough to win a trophy. Domestic Cup double, anything. FA Cup, Carabao Cup. It should be good enough to win a trophy. And under any other manager that's managed at the high level, they probably would win a trophy with his football team. The only problem is because this manager has brought so much pressure on, he hasn't got the luxury of going for an FA Cup or Carabao Cup. He knows that he's got to win the Premiership to get the fans back on side. And my fear is that he's going to bin the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and fall way short of the Premier League. And we end up back where we are now, my friends. We end up jumping in on and off streams, having the same conversations. Big up, boy Tendio. If by the end of the window we had signed Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Kepa, Norgard, Mosquera, Eze, Mitoma, would you say we would definitely win it? No. That's nothing to do with the signings. It's just that Liverpool and Man City have got managers that can get over the line. That's the difference. You're up against Pep, you're up against Arnie Snot with a strong Liverpool team. This manager, because he's mismanaged players and signings and transfer windows, miss opportunities in transfer windows. He's left himself too much to do. It's like a lame horse at a Grand National. You'll compete, but it's too much for you. And he has brought himself into this position. Now, we can bang on, oh, yeah, but we finished second. Look where we were. Look where Arsenal were years ago. We've had worse managers than this. We've had worse managers, but these managers have won something with lesser teams. I remember Terry Neal getting 3 FA Cup finals with some pretty bang average players. So this guy has, whether you like it or not, this guy has had all the tools, he's had all the money, he's had all the opportunities. And the only reason why I say that he won't win, not about the players now, it's not about the squad, it's about him. And every single evidence that you bring to the table, he's failed. Carabao Cup, FA Cups, Champions League semi-finals, Premiership, 8-point leads, Premierships, runners-up 3 years in a row. Failed. Arnie at Liverpool walks through the door, don't even know where the local bus stop is, wins the Premiership. At a canter, easily wins the Premiership. Not even pressured, easily. Took the foot off the gas towards the end. Didn't need to. Party time. Champions League semi-final. Game was won in the first 5 minutes when they scored at the Emirates. It was over, gone, finished. So you can let people say and convince you that finishing runners up and try and convince you that look where we were. Well, where we were 5th. We went 17 games unbeaten under Unai Emery. We had Martinelli balling out. We had Aubameyang absolutely smashing it. We had Lacazette smashing it. We only needed to tweak 1 or 2 things. If that guy had had the money that this guy had to spend, we would have won a trophy. We would have won a European trophy. Look at his European record. Look what he's done in Europe, Unai Emery. But for some reason or another, this guy gets credited and gets lauded up for failure. And if you think that finishing runners up and not winning anything and getting outdone by a manager in the Champions League who we beat earlier on in the Champions League easily, then fine. Have Arteta here another 3 or 4 years. Have another £1 billion spent on the football club. £1 billion. Near on £1 billion spent. Billion. And yet, we're sat here and not favourites to win the Premiership. Here we are. £1 billion spent, and we are still not favourites to win the Premiership next season. Down to the manager. Buck stops at the manager. He picks the team. He sets the tactics. He sorts out the tactics during the game. He sets the agenda for the training sessions, for the coaches. All down to the manager. Everything. I think Arsenal will be capable of winning the Champions League, but not the Premiership. I think we're more geared to the Champions League, but PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City. Really? Okay, well, let's hope so. We'll have a night out, won't we? We'll have a night out. All right, Djb, when you get Gyökeres, you'll win the Premier League. No, we won't. We need more than Gyökeres. Oh, I forgot to add Madueke. Yeah, see, you forgot to add Madueke. He makes a hell of a lot of difference. Remember to like the sub. Yeah, come on, Gary. Get the subs up. Smash the likes. Get these subs up. Smash the likes. He won't win anything. He will be managerial betters next year. I'll tell you what, there's another thing I predict. Cesc Fabregas, the next Arsenal football manager. At least he's managed elsewhere. So that's what another thing you got to think about. This guy's never managed a football team. Never ever managed a football team. Can you believe his luck? It's like you waking up and someone knocking on your door and saying you've just won that house. You know that competition you've just entered? You've just won. What? You're having a laugh, aren't you? Can you imagine when he got that phone call? We want you to manage Arsenal Football Club. He probably couldn't believe his luck. Rashid, is Rashid in the building? Of course he is. There he is. Smash the likes. And a big up DJB in the chat. Big up Rashid, my friend. Make sure you go and sub to this guy. Arsenal Revolution, TV Rashid. Get on him. Go and sub. Get and follow TV Rashid, man. Top man. Big up Rashid. Thank you very much, my friend. He won't win anything. I don't know. I don't know where he's going to end up. I don't know where he's going to. What I do know is he ain't going to give two monkeys when he leaves Arsenal. He's going to say, thank you very much. See you later. And if he ever comes to the Emirates as a different manager, he's going to want to smash us. There's no loyalty. This is what I'm saying. I don't know why people are so loyal, so worried about change. What are you worried about change for? There's life after Arteta. He ain't going to worry about Arsenal if he goes and manages someone else. He ain't going to give two monkeys about Arsenal. Sadly, boy, the Emirates of Arsenal sign, they're winning nothing. No, they're not. Yeah, well put, DJ. It's not about players anymore. It's about the manager. It is pure and simple. He's built his empire. He's raised the levels that we keep getting told about. Now go and see what you can do. You've set the foundations. Go and build on them. Go and build on them. No excuses. Nearly £1 billion spent under his tenure. Under his reign as football manager, he's nearly had £1 billion spent on the club. Whether his signings, Edu's signings, Berta's signings, don't care. He's had the money. He's had the backing. He's had the support. Now go and win something. And if you can't, do the honourable thing and leave the football club. Say thank you very much. I've given it a go. Thanks for all your support. But unfortunately, I've fallen short. Brendan Rodgers. Chelsea are going to be dangerous next season. Oh, man, I think Chelsea will be all right next year. I think they'll be battling for top four, along with Newcastle. Yeah. Big up the Arsenal Revolution. Chelsea, proper dangerous next season. There you go. Why didn't... Here's a thing, right, boy 10. Yeah. Mikel Arteta knew all about Palmer because he coached him at Man City. He knew all about him. Why ain't he an Arsenal player? Signed all these Chelsea players. He was at Man City. He got Zinchenko and Jesus. Why didn't he go and get Palmer when he was up for sale? When he was leaving Man City? He knew all about him. He knew what Palmer could do. Like he keeps saying about he discovered Skelly. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Mitoma. Do you know what? Mitoma wouldn't be a bad shout, you know. I'd rather Mitoma than Madueke. And I'm not having a pop at Madueke too much, but I'm only going from what I've seen. Mitoma, to me, is dangerous. Chelsea were called the blue £1 billion bottle jobs. We will end up the red £1 billion bottle jobs. Yeah, true, Kawaji. True. You cannot look, guys. I'm sorry. You cannot gloss that. You cannot cover that up with a blanket. You have to face the facts, because if you don't face the facts, all you're doing is damaging this football club. You cannot look at this. If we don't win anything next season and call that acceptable, you can't call it acceptable now with the money he's spent. His brother's like, what, nearly £1 billion. And when you say to an Arsenal fan, do you think you'll win the Premiership? I don't know. I think Liverpool, Man City will challenge though. Yeah, but you've had a manager there 7 seasons and you've spent £1 billion. Why aren't you confident of winning the Premiership? How many true Arsenal fans are going to put their hand on their heart and go, because of the manager? I am. That's why I think we can't win the Premiership. Pure and simple, is because of the manager. There's better managers than him that can. Help, hope, Lynch. That's all it is. That's all it is hope. As Matty, Southern Gooner, and bless up the Matty, the Southern Gooner as well, if you're listening. That's what he says. Just have a little sip of hope. Get your hope t-shirts out. Don't give me Cesc Fabregas. Watch this space, my friend. Watch this space. I'll take Vieira. Yeah, probably. Zidane for me, but I'm desperate for him, bruv. Arteta is just a nearly man. I think he's going to be labelled that, isn't he? And the thing is, right, you can't keep carrying on nearly men. You have to just see it for what it is. And I get there's people interested in their jobs when they're kind of, getting in the press conferences and getting in the press boxes at Arsenal, and they don't want to say anything to rock the boat. But deep down, they know you can't spend £1 billion on a football team and win nothing. They're not stupid. If they are, come and see me at the Emirates. Come and meet me. Let's have a chat about it. Cesc was in line with the Inter job. Yeah, he could end up at Italy and Spain. I don't know. I just think it ain't past this football club to go and get someone like Cesc Fabregas as our next manager, and hope he's the next like Alonso or something. Arteta tasered himself to make sure he wasn't dreaming. Listen, he can dream all day long. It's not about dreaming now. It's about us getting out of this nightmare. That's what it is. Told you. Driving through the Fog FC we are. Fog FC. It is. Supporting Arsenal is like driving through thick fog. You're nervous. You're on tender hooks. It's going slow. You can't really see what direction you're going in. DJB, last time Arsenal hired a rookie manager was Billy Wright. And look where, yeah, exactly. AFC always. Big up, my friend. Big up. If I had to give Arteta one question in the press conference, if you had to give one question in the press conference, DJB, what would it be? Why haven't you walked away from this football club? Why haven't you said thank you very much for all your support? I've done everything I can, but I've just not been able to get us over the line. Or if I was really to be nice, I would turn around and say, if next season, after more money spent, you haven't won a trophy, would you do the honourable thing and walk away from the football club? See what his answers be. I'd be frog marched out the press room and I would never be allowed back in there ever again, because they want the Cantons and all of that in there asking the right questions. Now you've built a solid foundation and you've already coached players to make them better. What do you think Gyökeres can bring to the table under your fantastic leadership? They're the questions he wants to be asked. Big up Capo, my friend. Salute DJB. I was screaming to get Isak for years. So was I, but they gave Eddie Nketiah a 14 shirt and £100 a week. For the previous MO, link alone. Now we're getting Sweden's second best striker and a tit for tat signings. We may have depth, but no massive improvement. Could have said it better myself. In fact, I have said it. This is where we're at, my friend. Because we've been left with so much to do, we're now just getting players in and trying to convince ourselves that it's the best thing since sliced bread. When if the business would have been done years ago, and then you add Gyökeres to an established team, then you're looking at a powerful team. If you'd have had Eze, Elise, Vitinha, and then you get Gyökeres and Madueke and Zubimendi, you're looking at a very powerful football team. Albeit under the same manager, but you're looking at a very powerful football team. But because we haven't done the right things, we've signed the Fabio Vieiras and people like that over the years, we're now adding players in and trying to convince ourselves it's the best thing since sliced bread. This fog energy is gold. Lynch, you're there, aren't you, mate? You're there. You're there. So when you go on other streams, don't let anyone take that away from this channel, man. Fog FC. Told you. See, these people, another analogy, right, is that a lot of the fans back the manager. It's like backing your daughter with that dreaded boyfriend, isn't it? You don't really want to hurt her feelings, but you don't really trust him, but you got to back him because you're trying to support your daughter or something, you know? I don't know, I ain't got a daughter, but I would imagine that's what it's like. Or my son that brings home that dreadful girlfriend, and you don't want to hurt his feelings. You don't like her, but you can't really rock the boat. That's what a lot of these Arsenal fans do. They know the manager's like not good enough, but they don't want to hurt his feelings because, like, you know, they don't want to be seen by other people to be saying, oh, you know, oh, what you're saying, what you're saying. My question is why is your talent ID so shockingly awful? Yeah, that would be a good question. Why have you wasted so much money, Mikel? That'd be a great question to ask him. Yeah. Or can you guarantee Ethan Nwaneri is going to play a lot of games in the central midfield position, like you've told him? Will he get a start over Kai Havertz? Will he start over Odegaard that was out of form last season? You'd be frog marched out of that. Yeah. Or he'd go, I don't understand the question. I don't understand the question. And then suddenly you'd get shut down and moved on to the next question. And someone would turn around and say, oh, Ethan Nwaneri was very good business, Mikel. You've done very well there. Well done. Yep. Kvaratskhelia we should have got. Neves we should have got. The list goes on, guys. We were getting Granit Xhaka when we could have got Kante. Come on. People forget about all this madness that's gone on with this football club. Kante, you know. And we're rocking up with one season Xhaka. Don't let them fool you. And there's streams out there that just gloss it over and go, oh, it's just nice to follow football. What do? We can't win everything all the time. No, we can't. But at least do the right thing to give us a chance and stop creating all this madness And I want to win something. Who don't? I don't want to keep paying £1,500 for a season ticket and winning nothing. £7 for a pint of lager. £6, £7, £8 for an hamburger. You know, £90, £100 just to go to football every week on food and drink, plus my season ticket. What? And win nothing? Don't even get a day out at Wembley? No, I'm fed up with it. Yeah, Vitinha, we could have got Vitinha as well, Jam Boy. 100%. Neves, Rice, Nwaneri, perfect midfield. Yeah, could have all been there. Could have all been there. Arsenal Football Club had none of the pun of Peter Hill with David Dean. Nah. When David Dean walked out the club and we moved from Highbury, mate, we lost our soul. That was it. Game over. Yeah. Yeah. Left our soul at Highbury. Cavachila, mate. Oh yeah, Arteta would have him. Arteta would have him as a defend. He'd have him defending. Yeah, he'd have him hanging on to that line. He wouldn't be allowed to roam in midfield. He'd have him out wide. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's another one, isn't it? Fabio Vieira instead of Vitinha, and we're letting the brother go for £20 million. Come on, guys. You know, you got to take you got to take your Arteta. If you have to take your Arteta off. If anyone watches this stream back, yeah, that are Arteta in, you're welcome to come on my channel. You're welcome to meet me in person at the Emirates, and we'll sit down and chat about it. Not a problem. DJB, ready cooked microwave meals will Oh, I tell you. Listen, no one's agreed with me that he's another Emil Smith Rowe. No one has agreed with me. And I've been on other channels and everyone's gone, oh, well, I hope he gets minutes. I think he will get minutes. Watch the game time that guy gets. He'll get a bit of Carabao Cup. He'll get a bit of FA Cup. You'll see Odegaard kicking a stinker and people say, oh, where's Nwaneri? And then you'll see Havertz march on. Odegaard off, Havertz on. The opposition manager, whoever we're playing, to go, I knew that was going to happen. I've already planned that. Say we play Brighton and he takes off Odegaard and puts on Havertz. The Brighton manager, I forgot his name now. German guy in it, I forgot his name. The Brighton manager would go, oh, I knew that was happening. We planned that. But if he puts Nwaneri in the centre, you know, too predictable. That's another thing. Too predictable. How do you think West Ham have beat us at the Emirates 2 seasons running under 2 different managers? So predictable. So easy. Look at Newcastle, Eddie Howe. He's got our number. Eddie Howe just rings up and goes. Eddie Howe just goes to his players. Boys, we've got Arsenal this week. You know what to do, don't you? I don't really need to waste time telling you, do I? You know what to do. Shut down Saka. Get your foot in on Odegaard because he'll go hiding. Yeah, Bruno, smash Odegaard in the first 5 minutes. Force Martinelli out wide. Job done. Play a long diagonal ball. And manipulate Skelly on the left. Job done. Game over. When do you think Gyökeres will get announced? God knows. Christmas. I ain't got a clue. Jim Bob, listen, as I said, it's Arsenal. It might get announced next week. It might even get announced on deadline day. I'm hoping it gets announced soon, but who knows? Just don't let it ruin your weekend, my friend. Don't let it ruin your weekend. Yeah? Just get your head round that it's Arsenal. It could get announced on deadline day. That's another thing we've got to look forward to. You know, Arsenal always do a panic last-minute deadline day loan signing. You know, Nicholas Jackson or something like that will rock up on loan. Or some player that can't get a team, can't get a game for love nor money at their football team. Do you know what I mean? We'll end up with like Fulkrug from West Ham or something on loan or something crazy like that. Arsenal will always throw a little bit of madness in there, come what may. Guarantee it. Butler was never highly rated as a youth prospect ever, which makes me ponder why Arteta even put him on the bench. There you go. Because he didn't do the right thing in the summer windows gone by and bought a striker. So he was desperate. But again, why did he play him? Give him a chance, see what he can do. At least he was a striker, which is more than what Marino is. Throw him on. Why didn't he play Butler and Martinelli together against PSG? We was going out the competition anyway. What difference does it make? Throw them on, see what they can do. Might have scored us the goal that we needed. Don't know. As I said, he ain't brave enough. Got no bottle. He's not brave enough. Plays it simple. Keeps it simple. Thinks of himself. Doesn't want to take chances just in case he gets a rough time. Yeah, they do, mate. They do think it's too. Do you know what, though? I'll be honest with you. There are fans, and there are fans with other channels that's my age or similar to my age that has seen this great club do madness under people like George Graham and managers gone by, winning trophies. And a lot of fans this is another thing that winds me up. A lot of fans my age think that this is the best Arsenal that's been around. Would take Arteta's team over George Graham's team. Fans my age that have seen great things at this football club with some bang average players that we bought £300,000 from Watford. Martin Hayes, Richardson's. Yeah? And yet they still think that Arteta is the best thing since sliced bread. Crazy. Absolute crazy. Big up Djb. This ain't proper run club. Lets the kids go for free. Yep. And then Chelsea then sell them. That's why they get their money through the door. Elsewhere, and we're clued up enough to loan and sell and turn. Yeah, exactly. It's been mismanaged. It's been mismanaged. This is why the Cronkies brought this guy in, to stop all this nonsense. All mismanaged, my friends. All mismanaged. Madness. Crazy. Don't get it. But we go, guys. We go. Listen. As I said, I support Arsenal. As I said to you before, I respect Arteta in that he's done some good things. I've got no hatred towards him. I just feel that he's reached his level. I just feel that in big moments, he's not got the experience to do that thing that top managers have. That little bit of magic that the Ancelottis and the Peps and the Wengers and the Fergusons, they've all got that little bit of something. And he just hasn't got it. And I just think that his time has come. I mean, listen, D and Christians have got, listen, Kawaji, they've got, listen, I've got no problem as long as it's a healthy debate, as long as people have got their views, and as long as they're open to other people's opinions, then I haven't got a problem. The problem I have is when they will only listen to themselves. And if you don't agree with them, then it's a crime. That's what I've got the problem with. But Christian and D, they're cool, man. They're fine. Yeah, they're fine. He went on to say that it would be a 10. No. It's never going to be a 10 window now. Never going to be a 10 window now. No. D is something else. Yeah, I know. Yeah, old D, man. He's like, yeah. Yeah, there's some fans out there, guys. There's some, but listen, we're all fans. We all want the same thing for Arsenal Football Club. And as I said, everyone's opinion's valued. It's hard work being a football fan, but sometimes you just have to look at the facts, guys. You just have to look at it, you know. And I just get fed up with it. I just get fed up with people accepting failure as a good season. Because put your head around this. Spurs finished where they finished last season, but they acted upon that and sacked their manager. But Spurs at the moment, as we talk right now, have got 0 points, and Arsenal have got 0 points. But Spurs have got a European trophy, and we have nothing. They've had a parade. We've had nothing. But the season starts and we're both on 0 points. And they've got a new manager. They've been brave enough to get a new manager after winning a trophy. This guy's won nothing and we're going another season with him. I have a problem when people, yeah, I know. Yeah, you're going to get that all the time. Believe it or not, a lot of people feel threatened with me, Jez and Kenny, because they know we've been going a long time and they know that we like to think that we can kind of hold our own a little bit. You know, we're not perfect. We're not experts. I'm no expert. I just look at it with my own eyes. I don't listen too much to what goes on. I just look at what goes on. I witness what goes on. I know football because I've played football. I've watched football. You know, I've done a bit of coaching. I know football. I'm no expert. But when you've been going for as long as me, Kenny and Jez, and you've been there and you've seen it and you've done it and you've watched and you've seen, you just broaden your imagination on the situation. And unfortunately, there's a lot of fans that haven't been there, that's not seen it, that hasn't witnessed it, so they can't broaden their imagination. Tottenham board have standards, unlike these frauds. Well, exactly. If you're big, you act big. That's what you do. Big companies, big football teams act big. There's no love. There's no love lost in football. There's no love in football. There's no loyalty in football. Players are not loyal anymore. Gone are your Tony Adams where they stay at one club. That's gone. Even players are not loyal. Managers are not loyal. And they all get paid handsomely. They're not going to think of you as a fan. They'll move on. They don't care about fans. They just do their thing and go. You're an old school fan like me, where you know what it means without all this modern outside noise there is now. Convinced some modern fans love the banter. Yeah, that's what it is. Social media, banter. That's what it is. I'm old school. I watch football for us to win something. When you was at school, Anfrat, big up, my friend. Thank you. When you was at school and Arsenal won or wherever you was work, school, and Arsenal won the trophies, you was lording it over everyone, weren't you? You didn't care where you finished. You was like, oh, we've won the FA. Oh, you never won the FA Cup. And it was there, wasn't it? What we got now? Oh, we finished second. And other fans go, yeah, and? Yeah, but we got to a Champions League semi-final, yeah, but you didn't win it, did you? Look at West Ham. Yeah, we finished second. Yeah, but we beat you at the Emirates. Twice. Yeah, but look where you finished in the league. So, did you win anything? No. Where are we at here? Come on. Play maximum. Did we win trophy? You can see at Arsenal, if not right, which is obvious to all you rival fans and like yourselves. Yeah. XG. What is all this XG about, man? All crap. The only time XG is nothing. Nothing. It's about putting the ball in the back of the net. That's the only XG I'm interested in. Keeping it out of your goal and scoring in that goal. That's it. That is all I'm interested in. None of this XG this, YZ. Honestly, not interested. The only people that are interested in XG are these modern day football fans that use XG to cover up how crap the football team's been playing. Yeah, we didn't win, but look at our XG. Oh, that makes it better, does it? Do you know what I mean? It's nonsense. Don't worry about XG. It's about how many goals you score and how many goals you don't let in. That's the only XG that matters. You could name about 25 teams in Europe who've won a trophy for the first time or the first time in a long time since Arteta. Yeah, honestly, that'd be another show. That'd be enough. West Ham have won a trophy before a major European trophy. Did you see Liam Brady? Mate, I saw Liam Brady. He was my idol. One of my top 5 Arsenal players. Liam Brady was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He could use right foot and left foot. He had no weak foot. Both of his feet was the same. His balance, his vision, everything. His passing range. Honestly, what a player. Liam Brady's top 5 players. My top 5 players, Liam Brady, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Robert Pires, Tony Adams. My top 5 players of Arsenal. Lee and Matty have already done a stream on that. Yeah. So Brady was opposite to Odegaard, who has no... No, Odegaard would never be in Brady's shoes, my friend. Whoa. Just go and watch clips of Liam Brady, Arsenal. Just go and watch him. That's all I'm going to say to you. He just magnificent player. And when you saw him live, he was just even better. Do you know what I mean? Similar to Dennis Bergkamp. If he walked on snow, he wouldn't make any footprints. Just used to glide. Fantastic player. I like watching like yourselves, Lee, Matt, inside Arsenal fan base will talk. Yes, it's good, man. It's good. It's good. As I said, people go about it in different ways. You know, we all do our channels differently. I like to sort of look at it from a kind of, you know, and I don't sort of get angry and not. But you know, everyone's different. Everyone's different. But it's all the same thing. We all want the same thing. We all want the best for our football club, and we all think that this manager is not going to deliver it. I hope I'm proven wrong. But I'm willing to listen to people who think that this manager will. Because when you look at it, there's more evidence of failure when it comes to winning trophies than there is success. I can give you evidence of failure, but I can't give you much evidence of success, because finishing runners up is not successful. Try telling a young kid at sports day when he's come second to his mate who's just won the race. Yeah, but don't worry, little Tommy, you finished second. No, but I didn't win it, did I? I never won. Yeah, but you finished second. That's good. No, it's not. They're all laughing at me in class because I finished second. See, so they signed just £9. Yeah, I thought we was linked with him. Another youngster we was linked with. Some people was discussing the premise that the Club World Cup is more valuable than the prize money. Not yet. No. Champions League, man. No. Club World Cup is not at that level. You have one hell of a nerve keeping your temper in check, DJB. Well, you got to, ain't you? You got to. Wait till next season when I've been to the Emirates and we've come home and lost. That might be different, my friend. Big up, Lynch. You know the analogy, didn't you? You know the analogy. See, I like to open up your minds, guys. I like to give these analogies where you open up your minds. Now, second don't sound that good, does it? When you look at that analogy as being at school and you've lost. You've been in a PE lesson playing basketball and you've lost. And all your mates, all your classmates are giving it to you out in the playground. Oh, yeah, but you try telling them, you try explaining to yourself, oh, yeah, but we come second. Or you play football against another school just down the road and you've lost. And your parents and that come up to you and go, yeah, but you played well. You know, you ain't having it. You ain't having it. So why are you having it now Arsenal are finishing second? Why suddenly is it acceptable? Now you're an adult. And you're giving it, oh, yeah, it's all right. Don't matter. Jolly well played, old Bean. You came second. Well done to everyone. You won nothing. Exactly. If we had a better mentality in our kids at school, we might even win more medals at the Olympics. The problem is with this, the problem is with a lot of society in our country is that we praise failure. You know? You get in a conversation with people after the Olympics, right? When a runner or someone or a swimmer has got a bronze or a silver, the first words they'll turn around and go, oh, yeah, but he done well. Look what he won. Big up Views. Make sure you go and sub to Views. Yeah. Doing some madness as well on his channel. Big up. Make sure you go and sub and follow Views. Have a little look at Views. Big up, my friend. Yeah. The amount of people you get that when you're doing the Olympics. Oh, yeah, but look what he won. He done well, didn't he? He got a bronze. Like the Americans and all of that ain't good enough in the Olympics, a bronze. That's failure. They don't celebrate bronzes and silvers. They celebrate golds. They don't knight people. We got Gareth Southgate with a knighthood. One of the best England teams he had to pick from, and he got a knighthood for saying all the right things in press conferences and not offending anyone and being like nice. He got a knighthood. He won nothing. Won absolutely zero and got a knighthood. And this is the example we are setting our kids. This is why we can't win anything. You get knighthoods now given out like sweets. Oh, yeah, I have a knighthood. Meanwhile, you got some poor bugger on a council estate working their nuts off, doing brilliant things for charity and disabled people and all of this and helping people and get nothing. And yet you're getting people rock up with knighthoods for finishing second and getting to finals and winning nothing. Listen, I don't want to get political, man, but it honestly makes me sick. You know, it just does my head in. Big up, my friend. Knighthood should be earned, yeah? I'm sounding like Simon Jordan, aren't I? But knighthood should be earned, shouldn't it? You should have to do something really special to get a knighthood. Not just rock up in finals and lose and not win anything. You know? Look at the people that have been knighted. Really? Do you know what I mean? Favourite sport other than football, DJB? I like all sport. It's cricket, I'd say. I like my cricket, man. I do like my cricket. I like tennis as well. Although that's an elitism sport, isn't it? This is what I mean. We'd probably produce more Wimbledon champions if it was open more to your man on the street. Do you know how much it is to join a tennis club? Hundreds. You've only got to look at the audience that sit on centre court at Wimbledon. Do you know what I mean? If you open tennis up to these kind of certain areas, and you made it more and you give kids more opportunity to play tennis, you'd probably produce better champions or more. Now you have to be a select person, don't you? You have to, you know. Crazy. Great to know that you're a fan of cricket too. Just did a stream on the cricket. Oh, bless you, my friend. Yeah, I'll have to join that. Earlier today, do you see England winning the series against India? I can, yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. We're bowling. I mean, Archer is bowling pretty good at the moment, which is a bonus. We needed him to perform. So yeah, I can see it, my friend. But the next Test match is going to be close. Same with Formula One, yeah. Same with Formula One. Rugby's a little bit like that, isn't it? Private schools and all of that. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. Guys, listen, I've got to wrap it up. Wow, where did that time go? 2 hours and wow. All I've got to say to you guys is make sure that you've smashed the likes if you haven't done. Sub to the channel if you haven't done. That would be appreciative. And then I'm going to say thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you for all your comments. Much appreciated, all your comments. Big thank you for all your comments. Massive. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for keeping it respectable. Everything, guys. Do appreciate it. Each and every single one of you. Thank you very much. I think my next show, because weekends are kind of during the summer, I like to keep a little bit free. My next show is going to be my Sunday night sit back session. That's like round about 10:15 on a Sunday night. It might change from time to time, but round about 10:15 on a Sunday night. So make sure that you mark that down. That's the Sunday sit back session where we just talk. Sometimes I have guests on. Sometimes I might just go solo. Just depends. But thank you very much for all your comments. Thank you for following. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate it, guys. Respect to you all. Respect to every single one of you guys. Just stay safe. Make sure you stay safe. If you're going on holiday, be safe. Look after your little ones as well. So, yeah, big up, people. And now we just got to hope that Arsenal do what's required. And we all want the best. Nice one, my friend. I just hope that we can just win a trophy. Just give us some success. Give us something. Yeah, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, pushing for the league, good run in the Champions, anything. Premiership would be brilliant. Champions League would be even better. But just everything, people. You know how we roll. But thank you very much, guys. Stay safe. Look after yourself. And yeah, we're out of here. Thank you very much.